right. April 3rd, 2023. This is the Facilities Committee. It's 6:02. We're going to start. The President or myself, Mr. Rittenhouse. Go ahead,
Kevin Strobel.
Bucky Scott.
All right, good.
Jay Withers.
Rob Hurley. Greg Cooper.
All right, first thing on the agenda, custodial RFP. You got me.
I have here in front of me our
You got me turned.
finalized numbers
Okay.
from all three contractors for bidding. The lowest is Campus Services. I don't know if you saw that last year. One second. So the last 2 weeks I did go through the vetting process with Campus Services. I talked to a few school districts that they've had contracts with for. One district was, I guess, looking at 6 years, and one district, this is their third year. Not a whole lot of negatives. Turnover, pretty much. What else? One district uses actually the same work order system we use, one doesn't, so that's probably a benefit. What I would, I know SSC is higher. I would still, in my personal opinion, recommend them to stay.
How much higher are they per year?
So we got them to come down the fourth time,
Okay.
and the total amount is $263, $2,630.53.
Difference.
Correct. Over the term of the 3 years. So it equals out to $87,000 a year.
263.
263.
That
263 what?
1,000 for over 3 years, so it's like a difference of 87-ish thousand
Per year. Yep. Which is $73 a month. We'll keep breaking it down.
It's not that much of a difference. We, just for historical sake, before we got the people that we've got now, we went through three. Are they the third, or are they the third?
I believe they're the third. in
They're
that-
the
that
third,
span of
and
the year.
we had really bad luck with the others. Like, the buildings were just not cleaned up to snuff. I'm a little nervous about the thought of jumping ship when we finally feel like we're happy with the ones we've got.
I do want to say, this does include one more custodian here at the high school,
There's,
which is, we definitely needed. So we only have 2 here at the high school, which is our second one.
and their bed did include 3 at the high school?
Correct, that's 3 at the high school.
And did campus bid include 3 as
Correct.
well? So,
Yes.
you made that part of the
Everything is
requirements.
apples to apples, correct. It's all fair across the board. Since I've been here,
Oh, okay.
close to a year,
Wait, yeah, go ahead, you can ask a
I can
question.
ask a question.
yeah,
Do you know how much they pay their employees?
SSC or campus,
The current one.
roughly on an average of 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's the turnover rate?
70%.
There's like a handful of folks that
I'm
have
good.
been here
Yeah,
a really long
that's-
time.
That's accurate, yeah.
Yeah, but then the rest, there's a high turnover.
There is a board here of, they do have leaders that really do a great job maintaining our buildings. Since I've been here, going on May will be here, they have not charged us one overtime invoice. So there has been times where they needed to stay to help out with athletics,
Mhm.
or for an emergency, maybe somebody bumped on the bleachers last minute, during a shift change for them. So,
If I could ask some things too, just because I've been here through a bunch of these things. And first, I think all you guys are aware we struggled with 2 other groups that we had outsourced previously to. It was a massive burden for the district, and it was a constant problem. So this group's employees, the workers, they have good group of workers, like he said, about 30-40% that have done a real nice job for us. The other thing I want to point out too, from a service perspective, it's when this was looked at, the rubric includes not just the cost, but also the quality of the service that they have. We feel like this is a pretty good partner here, at least relative to what we had before. And there's a couple things that if we do change will happen. Okay, if we do change, we're going to lose half the people immediately, like on the spot. People are going to go running. So it's going to create a staffing issue in a time where it's very difficult to hire staff. So that whoever, it wouldn't matter who you brought in here, is going to have some challenges. It will definitely affect our summer cleaning and what's going on there. So that will be, and I will say this because it was such a massive undertaking by the district, which doesn't go unnoticed about them, is they got us through COVID, and there was some serious cleaning, additional work that needed to be done during the COVID time, especially before we had a clear understanding of how it was transmitted, early on especially. That was very important, and they did a good job, along with Waters Band, too, and who did the maintenance component of that.
What's the name of the company?
SSC.
No, I know SSC. What's the name of the other one?
The other company, Campus Services?
Oh, that's the current company?
I know it's SSC. It's
Yeah, the second company is called Campus Services.
Campus Services.
Yeah.
And they're lower by
2,000.
263,000. Yeah.
About 87,000, which is not small per year.
87,000 a year.
About.
Should we go back to them and?
We have,
4 times.
Have-
Yeah.
they've kept coming down.
Yeah.
Jay, how much has SSC come down since
They
the
came
initial
down by
conversation?
They came down close to
No,
100.
SSC.
No, SSC.
SSC's come down roughly $150,000.
And we've had how many different companies in the last 10 years?
This is SSC is our third since we began outsourcing.
Or, what was the other one? Sun States or something?
there's 3 since I've been here.
GCA,
Who was before GCA?
I forget.
Well, it was GCA that
Interstate,
sold the
Interstate was
ADM,
another one.
Interstate. That was it. Yes.
and then Interstate was after. It was GCA that sold the ADM
Okay.
doing that contract. And then Interstate, we hired
Right.
over SSC when they bid. And then that didn't work out with Interstate, we had to contact SSC.
Yeah, SSC was the one that we actually contacted in the middle of the contract with Interstate, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and they took over and did a really good job for us during COVID.
Yes.
I'd say BCTC is struggling right now they only have one at their Leesport.
Say that again.
BCTC only has one custodian at their Leesport location right now because they can't find.
Staff.
Okay, so you're suggesting that we move that out of this committee
That's
to
correct.
accept the RFP from SSC?
Campus committee.
That's correct.
I would say yes to that. Well, how about you?
What SSC?
I mean,
Oh, SSC is.
I lived through the change and stuff.
Yeah, I
I mean,
remember.
that's a lot of money. And SSC's just said, no, we're not.
This is-
This is the bottom.
I've met with them multiple times.
Yeah.
They've even flew in a director from Tennessee.
Did you talk to Matt Cooter?
No, I talked to someone that was actually higher than that, like a vice president. She came here and we sat and we ripped through all this for about an
I
hour.
just got a text from him. He said, we are willing to negotiate to keep the business, but someone needs to tell us where we need to be. I texted him.
We've done
Say
that.
no, and I said to him, is your RSP at the very lowest? Because, I just need to know. He said, based on the information requested, yes, but we are willing, this is what he said, we are willing to negotiate, keep the business, but someone needs to tell us where we need to be. Exactly.
Well, we met with Brian Lee as well, which is,
Pardon?
Brian Lee is his boss as well too.
Yeah.
So we met with all their top staff.
Okay.
But hey, if he wants to, Let's go.
I just, because I know him. I mean, I met him a year before they came here. He was at every stinking meeting with GCA. I mean, I went up to him one time, like, who are you? Why are you here? I'm from, this company. I still have his card. I'm like, we're like a year away.
he has never reached out to me. So I've talked to their corporate office
Um,
individuals.
If it's possible, and I'm not saying we should or we shouldn't, I'd like to tell them where they need to be and see if they can make a swing at it, because, you know, I just know where we were before, and I know this isn't a bid, this is an RFP, so we've done that with previous people that are part of, you can't give them exactly, but, you know, they're pretty far off, so, I'm inclined to get on that path, because change is not, it's a big one, and they're smaller by far. I don't know, it's a tough one for me.
I think they have Baptist Health in Kentucky and Tennessee, like.
No, I meant campus services.
Oh, campus.
SSC's national, they're
Yeah,
huge.
campus is very local.
Yeah, they're Ben Salem.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and I like local, but,
The CEO is about 20 minutes from here.
How problematic would it be if we didn't have a vote on this action item until May?
We're fine.
Would it be fine?
Yeah.
will be.
Well, it wouldn't be,
If
Let's talk
if
afterwards,
it's
you and
just
me.
you and I, that,
Okay.
you know, or if we, like, we don't have a majority to get it out
Yeah,
of committee.
we're missing Ross
So
anyway,
we want to try
yeah.
to punt it back to them and see if,
No
If
problem.
you're
We
okay
can
with it, I'll
work
just
on it a little
I'll
more
work directly
before
with
we-
Jay, and you're welcome.
that's
Yeah,
our
You know what I mean?
choices, you know, so, you
no,
know.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Get them to trim down more.
It's just, you know, it's indicated in the text, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I've never spoken.
Maybe when he goes, well, that's another thing I'm gonna talk to him about. How come he's never talked to you? Because that was one of the things, like, when they first came on board, you know, he made a lot of promises, and they kept pretty much all of them, except when you can't hire staff, you can hire staff, but they found ways to get things done. But, we had a lot of business conversations about, you know, what's a good business practice, and coming back and touching your customers, even if it's once a year, you know, twice a year should be minimum, but once a year is primary, and so they obviously failed at that, but we can talk about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna move this
It'd
till
be less
May.
disruptive if we could get it
what was
closer.
that?
We're gonna move this till May.
We're gonna reconvene on this in May, I guess. in
Right.
essence.
All right, move on to maintenance RFP.
Yep. So we received our maintenance RFP. We have Halter Maintenance.
who?
Halter Maintenance. They are our current provider.
I thought he was being sincere.
Sorry, I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah.
Is that that
barn on the side of the
big
road.
palace out there on 422?
I'm trying to not. Sorry, Nate. So the other bidders actually ended up backing out last minute.
Oh, all right.
But, so he went up for, currently we're paying, what, 5,000, roughly 511? 511 per year. So he went up $4,000 to $515 per year for year one, $515 per year two, and $530 for year three.
I did have a question. We had some discussions about how we're constantly having to outsource electric work.
Yep.
Will that be, this still the case?
So this new scope of RFP here has an on-call process, which will save us overtime money throughout the week. Also, Mr. Nate is in the process of hiring himself a plumber. So we will have a plumber on staff.
Nice.
Yes. So that will save us a decent
Yeah,
amount of
that's a
money
lot.
for calling different plumbers,
Okay.
throughout the school year.
All right.
I'm fine with this.
The old plumber jokes, hots on the left, coals on the right, coop don't run uphill, paydays on Thursday.
So, yeah, so in, like,
Our evaluation of our one RP.
Yeah,
so another thing within this,
Forgive me.
so we have the journeyman plumber, an on-call process, and a yearly HVAC training that is set up by the district.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
And that should help us save on basic maintenance costs, or is that,
Correct.
will that be
Yeah,
emergency
just
things?
continue to familiarize them with our systems for
Okay.
every building,
Okay.
and to stay up to date with the latest technology and HVAC technology.
Waters has been a wonderful partner since the beginning when he started with grounds.
Who is that?
Who?
The guy with the sunglasses back there?
I'm,
So we're very happy to recommend it.
yeah,
Thank you.
Okay.
yeah, they've
so-
been a great partner. I worked a little bit more closely with them when I was involved with, football. But they've always been really good.
So it sounds like the committee's in agreement to move that out
Yeah.
of committee into the voting meeting, so. Okay, one more thing on that. Sure. I noticed at that time, the last time you went through this, you,
What's your number on there?
14, 17,
We've been trying to fiddle with it.
17. FMX maintenance software, any issues with that?
I enjoy FMX. It's
Okay.
pretty smooth.
Just a question.
I have had conversations with other companies, School Dude, and, you know, I've.
But you have no issues?
Some are, no, regardless if I like it or not, everybody does.
Yeah,
The teachers like it, the staff likes it.
thank you. Okay, thank you.
And I don't see.
I think once you
reason-
use something different, Steve,
It actually does work very well.
Huh?
did you use something different somewhere else?
No, it's just a question I saw the last time we had the discussion about the maintenance,
Yeah.
that they had, you had the contract with, or you had gone in with FMX, so that's all.
It used to be on a spreadsheet.
Yeah. All right, Weavertown Road rezoning.
So I got 3 quotes from all 3 of our engineers.
Oh, we're moving on to Weirtown?
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with Border Engineering. Border Engineering, his quote is 12,900.
12,900,
Correct.
okay.
Now, we're very familiar with him, we worked with him in the past. I'm currently working with him with the retaining wall project.
Oh, okay.
Another company, engineering firm, C2C Design. Their proposal is $6,000 even. Burks,
Scope of work's the same?
correct,
Oh, okay.
which is strange conversations. The guy called me at like 8 o'clock at night. It was kind of off the wall. Burke Surveying and Engineering, $30,000.
They are all
Wow.
over the map.
So,
For survey and engineering, you said?
yeah, which they're huge.
Okay. So what was the scope of work for the rezoning?
So this is rezoning, which I showed you our last meeting, we had a map.
Right.
We drew the line to subdivide it and to keep Boone Drive as our own.
Right. And if whoever we hire, they're gonna help us shepherd us through the process of
Yes, yeah,
getting it through Amity's zoning
Correct.
board and all that.
they will have numerous meetings to go to.
Okay.
That is all in here.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty labor intensive for them, meetings,
Yeah.
permits.
Is Mr. Alter on the zoning board?
I'm on the planning commission.
Okay.
We're gonna ask you to leave the room.
I understand they're all over the place. I personally have been here.
One of them is a little too bargain basement to be believed.
I've never heard, I called 6 of them,
Yeah.
and 4 of them called me, but one he just said he was too busy this
All
year.
right, fair.
So I believe, I would recommend Boyer. Reasoning, he's here, he's extremely familiar with the building and what needs to be done. This
Right.
isn't, he's done this in the past.
This isn't like standardized things that you have to produce to try and get that done. I mean, isn't there just?
It's a lot of engineering work, a lot of board. So originally his bid was 15,000. I met with him last week, and we went over a handful of things. And he already has some really good ideas about easements and possibly labeling things as a cul-de-sac, so we can. The key is to keep Boone Drive as ours. So
I got you.
if we sell that building, they're going to try to wheel a deal to keep it. You know, they might want to buy that section there. We need that for our school buses.
Gotcha. He's familiar with our
Yeah,
specific issues.
I'm a
I
little
got you.
suspicious of how low that lowest one is, and so I would probably lean toward the middle one.
He's also familiar with working
exactly.
Yeah, he works with us a lot, actually.
Yeah.
He does a pretty good job.
Makes sense to me.
What do you think? Do you think the-
Yeah,
the
no, those are all valid
employer's
points. Yeah.
engineering?
Absolutely.
And that was your recommendation anyway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he's been very responsive. Him and I met a handful of times to go over the scope of work.
So we can move that to voting.
He can start this pretty quick. He can start rolling with this.
Yeah, well, we're adding it to today's vote.
No, to the 24th.
We'll add it to the 24th.
All right.
Sounds great.
Yep, I agree. Okay. Intermediate center gym floor.
Yeah, so we, I believe my first quote was $22,500 from All American Flooring. I got a second quote of $20,000 from Chambers Flooring. And I met with an Abacus Flooring. I will have the quote next week. He gave me a verbal of $21,500, but I don't have it on paper yet.
What was the middle one?
Yeah, well, yeah.
$20,000.
From who?
Chambers. And I also did a little bit of research and homework on them, and they've done Reading, Fleetwood, so they do come with some praise for some pretty good schools.
I forget what the scope of work is on that. Do we have to just replace some
So what we're
of
gonna do
the
is,
boards and then sand on everything?
we're gonna resurface.
Oh, this is the whole deal.
Yeah, the entire gym floor, redo the lines, and we're gonna put a DB logo in the middle.
A what in the middle?
David Logo.
David
Okay.
Logo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So Halters doesn't do flooring.
No, I tried.
Not yet.
Not the one, we're not getting the logo with the dude in
No.
the hat, are we?
It's-
Okay,
no.
we're getting the DB.
No.
Okay.
Sell some sponsors around the outside edge, right? Paper holder.
Good. Halters. maybe.
What's wrong with that?
I did have.
Not unless you put pavers down.
I think it's cute.
So I did walk around with these contractors and look at our other floors, and I got some pricing on some things, but they're not a major priority as far as the IC. The IC gym floor completely needs to be resurfaced. But there are things for possibly another time to look at.
That's just for the one floor then.
So you have one that hasn't given you a firm
Yeah,
writing bid,
I will.
but other than that, the lowest is 20K.
20
Yeah.
Are they a
20,009.
reasonable company?
Chambers?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the exact amount on that?
$20,985.
Or 21.
Yeah.
The other one's
That
21.5,
sounds better at 20.
and then All American is 22.5.
And that's
Yeah.
just for the one.
But the younger one, the lower one had been at Reading
one
and
floor.
Fleetwood, right?
Yeah, they've done,
So
I
they
did a
did
little
some-
homework on them. The guy I actually met today, a contractor to order bleachers, actually recommended them as well. So in this, it's the lines, the DB logo. She wants to add lines for hopscotch and shuffleboard, all that stuff is included. Because right now it's just taped on the floor.
Who's she?
The gym teacher, I'm sorry.
Okay. I was trying to place it out, but
So she has tape and
yeah, no, I
tape comes up
understand.
and it takes the finish off right away.
It's all good.
Okay.
Do you need to wait until you get an advocate's official bid before we?
Yeah, I'm fine with waiting.
All right, let's do that then.
Also, I forgot to bring this
Is there a
up.
reason we would wait?
Chambers said if we do this in
He
June.
doesn't
Oh, we
have
need
he
three.
doesn't have an official
Oh,
bid.
that's right.
Yeah.
Official bid,
Yeah, I just have a verbal. Chambers did tell me if we do this in June, he'll give us a discount. We'll take more off.
So get closer to 20.
I'm thinking 15.
Oh,
Wow.
15?
You
Well,
could always put it,
these guys aren't working in June yet, so he's.
you could always do
Oh,
it,
yeah.
you could always do it not to exceed number.
Yeah, we could just,
Not
that
to
is a
exceed that-
possibility, we
not
could
to
do it.
exceed
we
that
could-
middle one,
If you
995.
guys would be okay with bringing it out of committee, we can do just a not to exceed number and then we can award it to,
Chambers.
award it to Chambers, you can award it to Chambers.
You all right with that?
Or you can go with advocates if you chose.
Not to exceed 29?
Yeah, it would be that middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20,985.
What do you guys think? If we did that, then we could they could lock it down quicker, maybe we could take advantage of it.
I agree. I mean, it sounds like a reputable company, like you said, Fleetwood and Reading, correct?
Right, right.
Have used them and they've recommended them to you. So, yeah.
But that doesn't lock that doesn't lock Abacus out.
No, it does
If
not.
they came in lower, you know what I mean?
Unless
Yeah.
you offer to do this for May and the guy knocks another couple thousand off, I mean,
Well, that's
You
kind of,
Hey.
can't do it
Can't
right
May.
over here.
June, I mean June.
Yeah,
We
so
said June, I meant June.
Exactly, but if we lock that down in April, we might be
he
able
told
to
me,
Makes sense.
he told me he would take,
I meant June, not May.
he would knock this off if it started June.
What did he,
Why June?
what was the price
It would be as busy
in
as
June?
I didn't discuss it with him yet, I told him I'd get back, so,
Really?
so yeah,
You
June,
could actually
not
go-
as busy, yeah.
Julie, can we go lower and say 19.9 or?
If we can't,
Not if they
if you
quit
can't get
every
us in, then we'd have to
voted us.
revote.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I would say to go with 29.85, not to exceed, and then just call it, and then we'll just be happy if it comes in lower.
Yeah.
Do 20 not to exceed.
What?
But you said it's over there.
Yeah, but his, yeah.
Well, when I call Chambers and say, hey, we're coming out in June, he's gonna knock some.
Yeah, I know, but that, we'll just take that as like, that'll be a nice surprise, if
Okay?
that's what happens.
But he doesn't have to necessarily share that with him.
No.
I will not.
Okay.
Okay. It sounds like we're in agreement then to move that out as a not to exceed
That's a
2985.
good idea.
Good job,
Always thinking.
All right. Door repairs.
Brian. He's got one.
Can we chat about the ceiling tiles at the IC real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So, did some homework here, some more research, and I did speak to Supreme Ceilings, who I brought up at our last meeting. We did find another tile that is comparable to what we need, the fire codes and the safety. And they went from 66,000 to 51,000. So I'd also like to get this moving because I need to get this scheduled as soon as school's out to get them done by the end of the summer.
Is that gonna come out of capital projects or?
Yes,
is it-
this would be capital. Yeah.
That's IC, right?
Correct. So the IC would, they're gonna get a new floor.
That's a lot lower than what we talked about originally.
Yeah.
Is that 51,000 each?
So, yeah, 51,150. The first price was 66,160.
Yeah.
I apologize. What is that for?
Ceiling tiles throughout the intermediate center.
It's the caf and the gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's not the center hallway, it's
No,
not
it's-
that
it's
hallway
both
too,
the caf
okay,
and the gym,
okay, I thought
yeah.
it was the hallway too.
And that is their janitorium.
Yeah,
So that is, yeah.
that is the funniest word.
I
I know that's what they call it.
I learned from Dr. Cooper, janitorium.
Yeah, we had talked about that, what, 2 months ago? And
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
said, because you didn't have firm bids
No,
from other
no.
people. But that's a lot lower than,
Yeah, it's, the tile's a little thinner, but it meets all the fire code regulations.
does,
Yeah,
okay.
and, it might not absorb as much sound, so that tile will actually go into the cafeteria,
okay.
and then the same tile we have now will go back into the gym, because that is their janitorium.
Okay.
And then we should be good for another 15 years.
What do you think, Steve? I'm
Yeah.
fine.
No, you said it's coming out of capital projects.
Yes.
I don't have any issues with it.
No. What was the name of the company?
Supreme Ceilings,
Supreme Ceilings.
Reading, PA. They did the tiles when the school was built.
Oh, did they?
Okay.
Can
Do we?
talk about the doors again?
Yeah.
Scott,
Are we good on that then?
What's that?
We're good on that then. Was-
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Doors. You ready for that?
High school doors.
All right.
So,
Jeff Scott right now is in the room.
The ghost of Jeff Scott.
Yeah.
Did those
there's,
doors ever get fixed over there? Wasn't the one that guy from the public complained cards to them or something.
The gate? Doors?
Remember the guy said you could throw a deck of cards through that door?
It was open in the middle at one point.
Well,
Oh.
they need to be, you know, there needs to be a little, like a 3 millimeter gap in there. There has to be.
Really?
All right, so,
All right, high school door 10 is it's used a lot. So a lot of the BCTC students come out of that door. We don't need a new door. What needs to be done is, some of these doors.
door
need to be-
10 is like one of the smaller
Come into the
doors
if you're
by
heading-
the annex cat. Okay.
Annex gym.
Annex gym.
Going to the annex gym. Yes.
On the end.
Yeah, if you're staring at it, is your second door on the right.
Okay.
It's the only one with the card reader. So the door really gets stuck at the bottom. All those doors there need an entire new threshold. They all need to be taken off, mounted again with new hinges. Throughout the day, they get stuck. I mean, I've witnessed it myself.
They get tired as the day
Ours,
progresses.
yeah, so we don't need brand new doors. They don't need to be new. I mean, I do wish they were blue in that room, but,
So you think heavy duty or more heavy duty hinges?
yep, so heavy duty hinges, jackhammering that concrete, flatten everything out underneath, and putting a whole new threshold. It is about 10 grand.
For just door 10?
That
New
entire,
doors for that
there's a
person.
whole line of doors. There's 5 doors there.
Okay.
They throw in the doors too. 10 grand.
Oh, the doors will be more than that.
They're the same doors.
I know,
I
I'm kidding.
think
but I'm like, 10 grand.
Well, a lot of that is labor for jackhammering
Tearing
the
it
concrete.
apart.
Yeah, how much-
Concrete in.
What is that, 20 feet?
It's more than that. I
You think so?
How much does that make?
How many doors?
There's 5 or 6 doors, so I think it might be
Probably
40.
40 feet?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're ripping up that. So if you go out and look, you'll see. It honestly, it's a tripping hazard.
Yeah.
How, are those the original thresholds?
Yes. Yeah. So over the years, our maintenance staff has, tried to nail them down, tampon them down, back into the concrete. But it's time. They need to be, that whole thing, the whole bottom part needs to be ripped up. I showed you guys pictures last week.
I remember.
But that's my
You want
first
to get that
quote.
done over the summer?
I'd like to. I'm still getting more quotes, but I honestly, that's James Dorchek, they've been working for district for years. I believe that's probably going to be the lowest that we'll get, but I still have a couple walkthroughs this
Okay.
week.
Are we okay to wait on that for another month?
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
not expecting to do it until the summer.
Yeah,
We're gonna carry that over to the May 8th?
I will carry it.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have a door at the IC, door 16. This is downstairs. This door is impossible to open. So when they have a fire drill, it takes 2 people to really get this thing open, and it's the same issue. It gets stuck on the bottom. But we do not need to drill the concrete out for this one. We can rip out the threshold and put a bigger one in, a longer, thicker one. That's really it's not that much, 3 grand.
And kind of defeats the purpose of fire drill. if you
Absolutely.
can't get out the building.
So the bottom of the door needs to be cut,
Yeah.
new threshold, new hinges, it's 3,000.
Okay.
That's the
I think
price.
that's a no-brainer.
Summer again?
Yeah, but it is tough to open. It's.
I was to say, do you want to even wait?
Can you move that one through?
I'd be fine with moving it through.
You think we can get somebody to do it for 3,000? Not to exceed 3,000?
Yeah. all
Yeah, I
that.
think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that feels urgent.
it's gotta, you take it off the hinges, you cut the bottom, reset everything.
Okay.
Kevin, you go with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
What else? Transportation.
Christ.
Bryce?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Christ is donating $25,000 to our school district for playground equipment. We are going to divide divide the $25,000 in half to the PC and the IC for upgrades, playground equipment. I have meetings this week with the principals, and we're gonna get everything ordered here in the next month for summer installation.
Is that 25 times 2, or is that 25
No,
overall?
like
25 overall.
12 each school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Are they asking for acknowledgement or something?
we need a document.
Christ, are they asking for some kind
They're
of?
gonna have Christ written on the slide or something.
No, so,
For
So
busing?
you'll have to,
Christ
we'll have to approve the donation in a board meeting and, they'll get thank you letters, but that's about it.
This is Christ, thanking us and giving back, because as we all know, we had it, it was a challenge for
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Yeah.
everything is fantastic now.
And they're gonna, you guys are gonna meet, you're gonna meet with, Mr. Becker and Miss,
And Melanie.
yeah, Miss Hector, okay.
Mhm. Yep, we'll be good to go. So
That's nice.
we'll get some new pieces courtesy of Christ.
That has to come out of the committee, right?
The donation has to be approved at the next
We're
board
gonna
meeting,
do it on
I
the
guess.
next board meeting.
Right, there's nothing really here that we have to do, correct?
Also, last week,
Yeah.
Kim and I started
In the-
evaluating routes for next year and
Mhm.
rolling things over. We've been meeting with Michelle over there at Christ once a week and start to adjust things, and it's moving along pretty well.
Good.
When is the cutoff for next year?
August 1st,
August 1st?
yeah.
That's a good choice.
When was it last year?
Last day. Never,
Oh, wow.
it never.
Yeah, it was it like the 13th?
It was later than that.
August.
It was late, if I remember correctly, so the first
I think it's
sounds,
about a week.
sounds
Well,
more.
yeah, we were here midnight, so.
We've been doing more, there's been more advertising of that, we'll continue to be more advertising of that,
Okay.
to have those changes in mind.
Yeah, they've been doing great. Communication's definitely improved. Bus driver turnover rate is pretty much 0.
Oh, that's good
Can I
news.
ask one question? If I remember, now, if I'm wrong in my memory, that's just part of the course, I guess, but, beginning of the year, I thought I remembered that, folks that rode our buses to, the, private and parochial schools, have to renew their paperwork,
That is correct.
every year. Do you know who's going to do that? Who is responsible to do that outreach?
Yeah, so
To them, will it be Christ or will it be those parochial practice schools, or is it us?
it's going to be us.
Okay.
And we have an email address designated for that function.
Okay,
And Kim monitors that email address because we've already started to get some of those
all right.
documents already.
Yeah, I know that was something that, that, seemed new to some of the parents this
Yeah,
year.
every year they're going to have to do it.
And that's the way it's supposed to be, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that we know whose responsibility it was. I just wanted to
No,
point that.
it is ours, and then we will
All
let
right.
the other schools know.
Okay.
Can I ask a dumb question, maybe? How did that come about? I'm not complaining, I can just imagine somebody asking us, like, how did that 25,000, their idea completely, or?
Yes.
If you don't want to answer, you don't have to
No,
answer
it's
either.
Uh,
Okay, you can let it go.
It's
I
a
think I-
goodwill gesture, I think.
That was very nice, that's
It's a
very
goodwill
nice.
gesture.
Okay, that's all, I'm just asking.
yeah,
I can imagine somebody coming at it.
Price made some mistakes, and there's a lot of people in this room that have worked a lot of overtime and additional hours and put a lot of time to get everything going, I mean, me, Cooper, and Hurley were calling people and routing buses till 11:30 at night, so.
Oh, no, I
Yeah,
can just imagine somebody asking us that. That's all, all right, no more.
Yeah. Stage. That's,
High school stage?
yeah.
Yay.
So, I have in front of me a stage that Kim Kearns.
Now, this is for the graduations.
Yeah, so this is a stage that we would use primarily for graduation. We had one in the past, and it's my understanding it rotted out over time. and we pay, I have what we paid the last 3 years for stage
To rent it,
To
to
rent
rent
stage.
the one that we've been using.
specifically for graduation.
Mhm.
What we're gonna pay this year is $2,354.76.
To rent?
Yeah, just to rent it for 3 days.
That's
Just
not
to
bad.
rent for 3 days. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
So the year prior was actually a little more, because the stage was actually a little bigger, so we paid $2,471.
Okay,
And then the year prior to that, we paid $16,000. Things were,
that was COVID times, and we had to order it at the last minute, and it was in July.
yeah.
So there was a lot going on.
So the stage that was found, it's fairly big. It's almost twice the size of the stage that we need. So it comes in 11 pieces, which you can glue them out any way you want. We can customize it blue. We can put Daniel Boone all over it and do whatever you want to it. I went and looked at it. I do have pictures. It is 9 years old. It goes for $11,000. He was asking $55,000. I got him down to $5,200. That's something.
Is this like Joe's stage?
It's actually, it's called, there's a restaurant called Jimbo's.
Oh, yeah, I know where that
Yeah, so he sold it, and he's selling the stage, and he
is.
is.
Over at Fitzroy Highway?
Yeah.
Jimbo sold?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they used to
he
have
sold the whole
like.
property, the whole
Oh,
building. It's only been used 3 times since she's purchased it, and he's had it for roughly 5 years.
And
5,200 when we were paying like in the ballpark of 2,000, a little bit more than 2,000 every
Yeah,
year.
you would need 2
Tear down-
years.
Tear down expenses too now, so that's not included in that as well.
Correct.
Well,
I'm saying there's gonna be an expense to set up.
3 years.
down.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
not
not-
what
I'm not
he's
saying that's
including in
not-
the
that's
cost
gonna
of
be
the
included.
rental. That's not what he's including in the cost of the rental.
so
It's
over,
over, isn't it? The rental company set them up.
no, Halter sets it up for graduation.
We've always set it up.
Yeah,
No,
You
we've
set it up last
already,
time?
we've always set it
Okay.
up.
that's already,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, okay.
negotiated ways.
I didn't know that. I didn't know we set it up. I thought the rental
2 years
company
of running a stage.
set it up. Okay.
I would go pick
Yeah.
this up with an army of students myself.
What condition, I mean, you've actually
Oh,
seen
yeah,
it, this one?
phenomenal. I
It's in
mean,
good
there's no-
shape?
I have some pictures. There's no water damage or anything.
Okay. And then the only other question I have,
think that's a no-brainer.
Where do you store?
where would, exactly, that was what I was
Oh,
gonna say.
that's a good
That's a
question.
great
What-
question.
what-
Where do you
You
keep
said
it?
that the old one rotted out.
I said somebody has a brand new building. It's
Plenty of
huge.
room in the basement. Plenty of room.
Oh,
in
you
the
said you
basement.
cleaned it out.
Plenty of room in the basement.
Yeah.
And,
Plenty of room in the
plenty of room.
basement, so.
And another thing I was thinking, we could maybe make a little bit of money off this thing. So we have Relay for Life and these organizations that come in here and they use our football field. I would
So,
think
hey, you
we'll
Offer
rent
them
the
the rent.
You got one now. It's possible. Now, you guys know better than I do. If we do store it in the basement, is it gonna be easy enough to get in and out if it's in 11 pieces?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's,
I'd be happier
Here,
if
I'll-
Nate said yes at the same
I
time.
thought Nate hasn't seen it yet.
Okay. No, well, you've seen our basement.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
But one thing that I think is really cool is the fact that we can customize it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I've had conversations with Spores myself about things he wants to do to the stage that we rent, and we can't do that.
And we can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that we've rented are always pretty bare bones, and the only blue and white that we have are the blue and white chairs, and then the blue and white like background that we put up like for people to take pictures in front of, and that's like the only thing that's specifically Daniel Boone. Also, our flag's always knock over, so if it's ours, maybe we could do something to make that not happen. That'd be nice.
It does come with the pictures of it. Oh yeah, well, we can put sandbags.
I mean, seriously,
so that-
no, in other years, you know, because there's no way we can put anything to anchor things because it's not our stage.
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah.
We could if you guys want to do this. I have some pictures.
Okay.
It also comes with a brand new set of steps that are handicapped.
Oh,
accessible.
that's nice.
Oh, good. So, like I was saying, it's 2 years
That breaks,
worth of
so
running.
it Makes no
Thank
sense
you.
not to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a good time.
Yeah, that is good.
I have more pictures than we-
Here.
Is that something that we'd be able to put out a committee with that?
So if we do this, I can probably get it before graduation. And
Have we already paid for a rental for this current
I put a
year?
deposit down, but
It's in good repair.
Okay.
3 years.
What were you going to have to pay for that this year?
2354.76 just for
Oh,
the
that was the number first number
plus
you gave.
800 for the chairs. So we would only spend $800 a year for chairs.
How much did you put down for the deposit? How much did the deposit?
I believe it was $300. Yeah. So
Wash.
400 chairs is $800. So every year we just spend that.
That makes sense to
I
me.
think so, too.
It looks in excellent shape, and it's 2 years worth of running
I'm in.
at current
I'm in
prices.
too.
All right, so we're gonna move that out of this committee.
So the total amount was 5,000 what?
Yeah, $5,200.
5,200.
So,
We go for about 11,000 that size. And that's 9 years old. But
It's 9 years old?
yeah, it's wherever they use. The whole bottom's not under. I crawled under there, looked underneath to make sure all the, all the braces and everything's solid.
Not
And it's
rusted?
already handicapped accessible as well. So
see the walking videos.
Okay, anything else?
that's all for now.
Anybody else have anything they want to discuss in this committee? No? Julie, you're good? Okay. All right, that concludes this committee.